Hey guys, this is Amber Rain Davis from NotableInk.com, and I'm thrilled to be hopping along with Altenew for their watercolor brush marker Tropical Fiesta release. So this is the third set of markers that they have released in this line, and each time they do a release, they try to pair colors together that can be used independently of the other sets. That way you have the flexibility to just buy one set, or you could get the full sets. The other ones are Spring Garden and Winter Wonderland. So here are the swatches in this set, and this set includes Lime, which is a brand new color, and they released that ink pad set in March as well. So I'm going to be using the Spring Daisy stamp set from Altenew, and I have a piece of, it's a new watercolor paper to me. I just used it in one of my previous videos. It's a rough texture. I'm just going to stamp it and then I'm going to clear heat emboss it to prepare for watercolor. But this is a rough paper. It's Saunders Waterford High White, and I chose it because it has a brighter white color, which is always really important to me when I'm card making. Okay, so I'm going to start watercoloring here, and I just have I think that's a number 4 round brush from the Silver Brush Company, and I put down clean clear water. And this is my test one, and I've already put way too much pigment down, and I should have just left it right there. Like, that looks really nice, but I don't. I keep going, and then the whole thing turns green. So I'm going to leave it alone and let it dry for a little bit, move on to the other one. So I'm putting down a little less water, and now I'm going in directly with the markers to lay down my pigment, because I do want it to be very pigmented. I wasn't looking for a light wash of color here. I wanted it to be super vibrant. And, you know, watching the video now, I kind of wonder, should I have done the green in the shadows and the blue at the tips, because the blue is lighter and the green is darker. But anyhow, I was doing something different. And so here I'm adding some clean clear water so I can lift some of that pigment and get that lighter so that I have more of a variance in color value there. And by the end, it's still not going to look quite like the other petals, but it'll look a little bit better than that just completely solid green petal that I had. So we're going to do green and blue for this flower, and then for the other flower, we'll do purple and blue. And I'm only going to show a couple of the petals for the other one because it's the same technique. So you don't really need to see all of the flowers. So before we move on, we'll do this bud here in the blue and the green. So this time I put green down at the base since it's darker, and then I'm going to add the blue in and just blend that out a little bit. So I let that dry, and then I'll come back in with another layer of color on that one as well. So this is Purple Wine, which is a gorgeous color. And then I thought we had switched over to Desert Night, but I can tell by the label that that's still turquoise. It's just because it's mixing, I guess, with the ruby red, it's completely changing the appearance of the color, which is really cool. I love the tone of it. So we will skip through this and we'll get on with making the card. I cut a piece of black cardstock to 5 by 7 and white to 4.5 by 6.5. And then I popped that up, but I got some ink on it. So then I cut another piece of white cardstock and decided to add some score lines to it just for a little more interest to the background. So I'm just going to cover up that panel. I didn't want to pop up another one and start over. I die cut my flower elements and then also cut out the leaves, and I stamped and cut out the leaves. And then I used the classic alphabet die set, and I cut out 3 pieces of cardstock for each letter. So I'm going to spell spring. So I have 1 layer of black and 2 layers of white for each of these letters so that I can stack it up and add some dimension. So I've just gone ahead and glued those together off screen because that's kind of boring. And then I'm just going to play around with the layout. You know, my inspiration for this is a lot of the typography ads that you see where the flowers are kind of coming in and out of wrapping around the letters and the fonts. So I thought that that would be kind of a fun design and pretty graphic with the black and white. And then you have the big pop of color with the flowers. So that's kind of what I was going for. And I will go ahead and pop up the letters on some dimensional foam and also the flowers on some dimensional foam, and You'll kind of have to play around with it so that you get things to the right level, because some things will be sitting on the flower and not. Here I was playing around with, I decided to take the leaves back off of the flower and put the leaves behind the G, and then put the flower on top of the G again, so that way you can see things are weaving in and out a little bit more. And I think that just adds more depth and interest to it, rather than the G being on top or completely below. So I just continued to play around with this little bud over here and a group of leaves, and now we have the finished product. I added a few clear crystal drops for a little extra something, and I love how it turned out. It's totally different for me. I actually have never made a 5x7 card. It seems huge to me, like so big. So I can't decide if I'm actually going to send it as a card, since it's got that little piece that's kind of flying off to the side, or maybe just have it in my craft room, because it's pretty cool looking and I am so ready for spring. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope that you had fun kind of seeing a preview of the new Fiesta, Tropical Fiesta marker set. And be sure to follow along on the hop. If you visit my blog, I do have a giveaway, so make sure that you leave a comment below. And Altenew is giving away some prizes on their scrapbook and card blogs as well. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.